Yo, what's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Foreign Insight Podcast. Me, your host. And today we got 3 guests in here. We have a ghost. We had two people and a ghost, man. We're going to start from this side.
Hey, man, I'm talking to me because I'm talking to you. It's Amari, and I appreciate you guys for having me, man.
No doubt.
Yeah, I mean, most of y'all may know me. If y'all his friends, we did this before. Jamal.
Mm-hmm. And a ghost.
None of y'all really don't know me, but I'm AKA Big Ben, known as Dread in the hood.
That's right, man. Let's get, first of all, before we get into it, listen. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Listen, man, I'm hungry. You got to hit the button. I got to feed UK. I got to feed UK.
Wait, I'm out of here.
I got to feed UK, man.
Hey, time out.
All right, we get into it, man. Listen, man. Today's topic is about crack in the black community. A lot of people have different takes on how crack got in the community. They blame the CIA, they blame the white man, but it seems like we don't want to take accountability on our actions of how crack even got into the community. So I'm 40 years old. So I was a kid, 1983 I was born. So I grew up as a kid going to PS13 and seeing a bunch of crack vials and crap castles everywhere. So I seen it firsthand how crack can destroy and how crack is made in the kitchen. Nobody started making black men make crack in the kitchen. No white man was there saying, nigga, make that crack. Nobody did that. That was only black people taking advantage of people's weaknesses. Until we take accountability for our actions, we can't point no finger at nobody else. With that being said, Jamal, how do you think crack got in the black community?
It started with a mixture.
Talk into the mic.
It started with a mixture, I feel, because you looking to feed your family and you finding an addiction, but I don't think it just came from little stones in the road.
Yeah. The only time I seen like crack for real was in the 50 Cent movie Get Rich or Die Trying when they was whipping it up. I think that was my real first time realizing. Like, Get Rich or Die Trying. I don't know if they was mixing up crack and like he was teaching them how to
it was
about love and stuff like that. That was the first time I really seen it. Like,
and that might not have been the exact way because you got to change the difference for.
Yeah.
But the concept is still.
Okay.
How they get there.
Okay.
They don't even show you that part. They just show you what you're dealing with.
I'm always hearing like the wave and the impact that, crack had within the black community, but I never fully grasped, how and why. You know what I'm saying? I'm always hearing like, back then crack was crazy during the crack era, the crack epidemic. I'm like, what y'all mean? Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying?
It's to the point where even as them crack supported addicts, they had kids or they made kids because you partying all the time. You do that with regular alcohol or weed or whatever down the trickle down effect. Like now, how society going to deal with those that came from that era?
So Ben, what's your view on it about the crack in the black community?
Well, I was an ex-crackhead, so, I can tell you a lot about the era. It was a fucked up era. I'm going to keep it 100. It kept us out, it kept us broke, kept us stealing from our families. It had us doing stupid shit that we normally won't do. Mm-hmm. And where it came from Colombia, and a black man made it up.
He added to it
to put on to make more money. That was crack was about. You get your keys of cocaine, you want to make extra money, so they figured out a way to make the extra money by cooking crack. Crack before it's crack, it was based. It was straight cocaine, no baking soda, no ether, none of that. It was straight water and coke.
Wow.
And when bass came out, when bass was out, years way before crack was out. And bass era wasn't really, it was the same as the crack era. A lot of people don't understand that, don't know that. Is the difference between bass and crack is the way they cook it. And see, me, I was a crackhead. I got hooked off the smell of it.
Wow.
And I liked it to smell, so I smoked. I went to jail, Like I tell anybody, I didn't go to jail. I didn't get arrested. I got rescued.
Wow.
So it saved you. In
Yo,
a sense.
that was
But like crack is fucked up. It fucks up a lot of communities. It breaks a lot of homes, especially us women. Our women will do anything and everything for crack. I done seen women give up their babies to a crack dealer.
I seen that in a couple videos.
No, I seen that in life.
Live is something.
Life.
Wow, like
I'm talking about real life, and it hurts. And it hurt me. I'm glad right now that I'm not in that position no more. I can teach people to stay away from that shit because it's no good for you.
talking to the mic. Yeah, right there.
Okay, I can tell you it's no good for you. Fuck crack. Crack is whack. Like Whitney Houston said,
It's whack.
crack is whack.
Yes, sir. But you said, not to cut you off, you said back then it was called bass? Like before
Crack, it was bass.
called bass. Well, I didn't know that.
And it was way bass was cooked up. It was cooked up with just cocaine and water. Then they came out with the crack. And like they say, Freeway Ricky made that up with the crack. That's who started the crack business. A lot of people don't know that. Like he said earlier, a lot of people don't know that Freeway Ricky started the crack business because he thought of something else to extend the coke to make it more, and by adding the baking soda.
Because here's the thing I confuse, I get mad at my people about, right? We say us as black people, we say we made up everything. We made this up, we made this up, we made this up, we made that up, but won't take credit for all the bad shit that we also played a part in the beginning of it, right? We won't take credit for that. For example, American history is also black history, right? So it's the good with the bad. So let's go. When my last post I had put up, as the episode actually, I talked about how black people made crack in the black communities. My whole timeline, people keep saying CIA, CIA, CIA. But let me give y'all a crack story of how crack came into America. First of all, the U.S. is complicit in having coke come across the borders, right? They turn a blind eye to the coke coming across the borders, right? Because you had the U.S. was paying in a part of a civil war in Nicaragua, right? So they had the people on one side going against the Marxists. Then you have also, the Contras. That's the people that was in Nicaragua fighting on the behalf of the government, the guerrillas.
yeah.
These are the people who also transported cocaine to America, and the CIA knew about it. They didn't physically sell crack on your corner or coke on your corner, but they just knew about it and let it go. So they're complicit in it. Now, when coke comes to America, we say white man taught a black man how to make crack, which is a lie. But let's just say even if it's the truth, but let's be honest, it was a lie. Studies that I studied and was seeing that it was a dude from Nicaragua who taught Withdrawals how to make this stuff, right? And from him knowing how to make this stuff, he taught other black people in the communities how to make crack and sell it in the community, and he turned them into millionaires. So the fact that we ignore this and blame white people shows you that a lot of black people are allergic to accountability.
People don't want to take on accountability.
Mic.
Accountability is just hard to digest. But at the end of the day, like to convert it into your liking so you can make more off of it. That's your mindset. Somebody
Stretching.
teach you something. Yeah. Pour more water in the milk. It'll stretch you. Pour more this.
Remember we used to eat cereal with water?
Yeah, cereal with water. I ate it with a fork.
I did
out of
too.
plate. I'm like, I didn't realize how bad it was. It's to a point where at times, like even with me transitioning from moving from apartment to apartment, and you look behind a tub and you see like $1 million worth of crack rounds, you're like, yo, word? Like this it in my home? I can't blame fingers, but I wasn't here. I came in and I'm still young. Arguments, middle of the night. It did break up a lot of families, but it also helped build people too, because not everybody is going to get strung out on like that. And just to maintain and still be functional is a given thing.
So I want to ask Ben a question, right? Who do you blame for taking advantage of the people who had addiction to crack? Who do you blame for for them to keep on that addiction?
Right now, with me, myself, I can't blame nobody but me.
Ooh, good answer.
Because I had
Good
a
answer.
choice to choose. I choose to smoke crack. I didn't have to. I seen what it was doing to people, but I did it. I learned from it. Now I'm over it. That's basically the bottom line. You can't blame nobody for you smoking or you getting high. The whole bottom line, you got to look at self. Because nobody forced me to smoke that crack.
It always start with you.
Nobody forced me to smoke weed. Nobody forced me to drink. I choose to do it. I seen it. I wanted to do it. I tried it. Hey, it fucked my life up. But now I'm a better man now. So, crack, you can't blame nobody for that. Whoever made it, you can't blame him for that. He's making the money. He was getting his dollars. You should have got down. I should have got down with him. Instead of smoking it, I could have made a millionaire. Yeah, but
Or at the end of the day, he probably would have killed you as well because it get like that with that.
No, but you could blame a drug dealer because he knew it was poison. Let's just say hypothetically the dude didn't know the effects crack was going to have on the community. He didn't know no better. And that's in 1982, 1981. That's whatever them years was, right? But the fact that I was 7, 8 years old going to PS13 and I saw crack everywhere. Lim Bias had already died from crack before I was a baby. No, it was crack. It was crack. He died from crack. First time smoking crack, he died. That was the new drug. Yeah. The new hip young. So mind you, he died. Now you know what the effects of crack is this serious. So the fact that you see people are losing their homes, not paying bills, their teeth falling out, they going crazy, robbing their mother, and also what you said, giving out children for crack. You knew this now, so there's no excuse why you didn't. I know the effects it's going to have. You see it now. The shit came on to the 90s. Yeah. Even right now, there's a bunch of tons of crackheads in East New York.
Yeah. But see, that's what I said.
You gonna say?
Earlier.
Oh, my bad.
No, but they had babies, regardless. So you was 20 years ago? 20 years ago, you had a child. Your child is 20 now. Disturbed from when you
symptoms,
was disturbed.
Yeah, it passed down. Yeah. So. To add on to what you were saying, because I don't smoke, and I know a lot of people look at me like I'm crazy when I go to like functions, parties, whatever, and they're like, yo, you trying to smoke, you trying to roll up, and I go, nah, I'm good. And I always, you said something powerful about self-accountability and being accountable, and you can't blame nobody. And I would just like to say, like, what about like the temptations, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't grow up in that era, but, history don't repeat itself, but it does rhyme. And what I see now in our culture is like pressure, temptation to, you had a choice to. At the end of the day, you have a choice, but everybody not as strong-minded or strong-willed. So I always look at those people, because I know I don't smoke, but a lot of people do smoke. And I always think about, okay, all because I'm strong-minded and I know that's not for me, what pressure, y'all, what temptation, I'm not gonna negate that variable. You know what I'm saying?
That could have been an issue too, because somebody would be like, man, that shit doing that to them. Oh, let me try it. They ain't gonna do that to me.
Correct.
And end up, I don't know. I'm not giving nobody reason to believe.
I'm not, but that's a variable that I always try to play. You could argue devil's advocate to look at both ends of the spectrum. Because if I know I'm heavy set, mental strong. Like, nah, that's not for me. But I cannot.
But the right temptation come along, you might be like, yo, all right.
Nah.
Yeah,
but
I get it.
I understand what you mean, though. I understand what you mean, though. So, like, finances or, like, what I'm saying, this making money. You start selling crack, and then, let me try this shit. Everybody lit now. Let me see what's this about. Or, temptations back then.
Because a lot of people, and y'all could, because you wasn't around at this time, but y'all can chime in on this. I seen crack drug dealers do so crack would get their dick sucked or fuck a crackhead who was just starting to be on crack. They'll be like, yo, she look kind of cute right now. They get their dick sucked if she can't pay for the crack. But when she toe up from the floor, like, oh, get the fuck out of here, bitch. I'm like, yo, hold up. She just sucked your dick 2 months ago.
Because believe
it. But she was fresh on it. Am I lying, Ben?
No, you're not. No, you're not. I done seen worse shit than that.
Wait, what have you seen?
I done seen girls suck a dog's dick for crack.
Damn.
Dog?
Pit bull. At that. Okay, because I'm in the Harlem era. I'm originally from Harlem, but I'm not repping Harlem no more. I rep Brooklyn now. But anyway,
shout out to Brooklyn.
You know what I mean? But with, like you said, temptation. Nobody tempt me. I was around it. I told people how to make money, to get crack and make money. I didn't have to buy crack. Shit was cooked up in my crib. Keys. My name was JoJo Dancer. They say, JoJo, sample this. I go in the room, get my weed or my cigarette, and I sprinkle my joint. Smoke, come out. If I'm popping my lips, you know he got a good one. That's it. There was no temptation. I just did it because I wanted to.
Wow.
Did you ever see someone do crack and like handle themselves well that look like they're not on crack? If that makes sense. Like
I was. You wouldn't have known I was a crackhead unless I told you. Because I kept myself clean, kept myself up. One thing I never did is smoke a pipe. You put a pipe in my face, I'll break your fucking jaw. Give me a fucking blunt, some bamboo, and I'm good. Pipe, never in my life. I broke a girl's jaw behind that shit, putting a pipe in my face.
Yeah.
I don't play that. I didn't play that.
Oh, that's crazy.
We ain't trying to catch no charges.
Yeah, man.
But
So that's years ago, you know. She ain't press charges then, but she gonna press charges now.
So can they have a Me Too movement on crack?
You better.
Hey, 1969, 1983, Chicago Wind came and snuffed me for a crack pipe. I want him arrested.
Definitely.
Can that happen?
He said Chicago win.
Yeah.
allegedly.
I have a new name.
I know.
Allegedly.
Chicago Wind's from
But, you know,
Black Dynamite.
it's just that
Chicago Wind.
That crack epidemic was just.
Sad.
I mean, right now, where I'm at with it, you couldn't even get me to smoke crack. Even if you put a gun to my head, I say, yo, just blast me. I ain't got nothing to live for if I'm going to smoke crack, because if I smoke crack, I'm going to be back in the streets wild and doing dumb shit. For what?
Yo, a lot, like, I literally grew up with a brother who smoked crack, right? And it's weed. And at the time, I ain't know he was getting high. You can only tell when he get high when he start cleaning up the crib with bleach. I mean, goddamn, it's just burning my eyes.
A whole gallon
And he's a
of bleach.
blast video music box. You remember that show?
Music box, Ralph Daniel.
Dum dum dum. Dun, 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 dun. Was that Houdini?
Oh,
Yeah, that was Houdini.
He's a blast Houdini. I'm like, oh, he high.
but look, about to go to a
Go in the room,
y'all.
y'all. Got eyes start bleeding like he saw a
about
fucking
crackheads,
spell.
Clean the whole crib. Like
Thing
that.
about crackheads, they don't respect nobody. They don't care about nobody.
But why should you? In a sense, it's to a point. Like if I'm gonna do what I do, I shouldn't have to care about. And then if they're gonna like supposedly trans do whatever, I shouldn't care even more.
You remember before I was young, they used to arrest the crackheads also. Yeah. The crackheads used to get arrested with the drug dealer, and then they stopped arresting the crackheads. And I'm like, all right, I guess because they say they are the victims. I'm guessing that's what they're saying.
Yeah, y'all the victims, and I wouldn't want to deal with you for how many hours they'll hold you overnight.
Yeah.
You wilding out. You ain't in your right state of mind. But the guy
Just
that
like
sold
the
it to him,
potheads,
Yo.
they did the same thing.
yo, let me. What time? CO. What time? You gonna ask different questions.
But you know, I want to say to the people out there, when I always ask people about black people bring cracking into community, they always go back again. They always go back to white people, right? White people, white people, white people, white people. So let's just go with the narrative that a white man taught a black man how to smoke crack or how to make crack. Let's go with that narrative. So if a white man taught a black man how to make crack, and the black man goes to the community and put black people on to sell crack and smoke crack, he is at fault. I'll give you an example. Let's just go right now. Let's just say Black America is his own thing, right? And the hood is his own thing. And I go to DR, Dominican Republic, and I learn how to make rice and beans in DR. And they teach me the best rice and beans ever. And I leave DR and come back to the hood, East New York. And I teach other black men how to cook rice and beans and how to sell it. Who is to blame for bringing rice and beans into the black community? Me or DR?
You, because you went to DR. That's where you learned it at. You
Thank
learned
you.
it from, and then you bring it back to where you live at in East New York.
Everybody said.
The Star? Wait, nah.
Everyone
Harlem?
said it was
Nah.
me.
Maryland?
Everyone said, watch this. Everyone said it's you because it's positive.
Yeah.
But once take that same thing, if I go across seas and make crack, and I come back, new drug is crack, and teach all my black men how to make crack in such a community, they will somehow don't blame me. They'll blame
DR, because you
They'll
went to
blame
DR.
they'll blame whatever country I came from. That never makes sense.
Yeah. Like, yeah, that's how they survive over there.
Do I make sense, y'all?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, definitely.
I agree with you.
Okay, with that scenario there, you blame both of the other blame.
No, I said who? No, I said who brung it.
Who brung it? The one who brung it. Okay,
It's the blame in the community.
Okay, first of all, like the white, we all got that thing. The white man this, the white man that. The white man could have sent the coke over here. That didn't make us go out there to sell it.
Thank you.
Or to mix it.
Thank
or
you.
to go
Get
mix it
more
or do
money.
it. He taught us something, and then we said we gonna make money off it. It's just
Advance
you look at Nicky Barnes with the dope era. All of them, they got millions off of it. And what happened? They end up telling on each other. And who ended up putting them behind bars? The same people that gave them the fucking
Yeah, the
dope.
plug, yeah.
Yo, and my thing is this, man. Like I said before, the number one thing to fix yourself is a minute you have a problem and accountability. Like when you go to rehab, although I've never been in rehab, but I have family members who went to rehab, and you have to identify you have a problem. Right now, they said, Stevie, I stand up like this.
Rehab is a joke.
Yeah, Stevie. Hey, y'all. My name is Stephen French, and
I'm a recovering addict.
no, the white man gave me that drug. I'm like, what? Shut the hell up. Back down again. Get back up again.
The white man gave me that.
Yo, Steve, go ahead from the beginning. Hey, y'all. I'm Stephen French, and Nicky Rogers gave me that drug. Get your ass back there. All right, nigga. Damn, son. One more time, Mr. French. I'm Mr. French, and I'm a crackhead. Thank you. Now you
got a problem.
You gotta admit that you gotta take accountability for your actions for change. Can't keep skin to rehab.
Yeah.
My mother gave me that drug. Sit your ass down, man.
My mother lit the flame. She had me. She should have put me in a napkin. Nah.
It's my mother's fault, man. Burning in flames. Jiggling, daddy.
Rehab
Go
is
ahead.
corny to me.
Why is it corny?
Cause don't teach. They tell you powerless. They tell you that you're powerless over any drugs. You're not powerless over nothing.
I agree.
Drugs. I can't let a drug overpower me, which it did at the time. But you can tell me I'm going to 12 steps for what? Then my counselor, he going out and smoke crack later.
Let's talk about it. Hypocritical.
Talk to the mic.
Let's talk about it.
It's like,
Let's talk
In the
about
mic.
it.
The mic.
okay, our
Hypocritical.
counselor go out and smoke crack later. I'm in a rehab. Then my counselor, he going out and smoking crack. They be dope fiends. How you gonna teach me not to be a crackhead when you was a crackhead? What you doing that I can't do?
It's like
remedies
going.
is different.
It's like going to the doctor and they tell you to eat healthy, but those doctors are funded by the pharmaceutical companies. But I mean the food industries and all that. But that's a different story.
And pesticide.
Yep, they funded by them. So
Or like a gym trainer saying, you gotta eat healthy. And he look like a motherfucking
Homer Simpson.
Brizzo.
You know
the
the coach-
man version of Lizzo.
you know how the
Brizzo.
coaches. Yep. I don't know if y'all see some coaches. They real big. You know, sometimes the coaches be like bigger than but they the coach though. But they just be inflated. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm being
Said
honest.
the coaches.
Inflated. Yeah, you're
Now,
right.
in this generation, some of the coaches look
What?
if you're gonna coach something, I feel because looks don't really mean much. I mean, but you
It
want to look the
shouldn't mean
part.
much.
It
Yeah, but-
should. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm a firm believer. I'm not going to ask you to do something I wouldn't do myself. And as far
Right.
as kids and all that.
Right.
But if I'm a huge coach, I might have had times where in my field,
Things
or
happen.
that time, it was doable. It was
Right.
usable. That's
Things
what
happen.
we did. But when the change happened, you're going to see me. But I'm thinking about it more. That's what I look at them bigger coaches for. You're not moving. Your agility is just low. You're like you ain't getting none of that. And
Right.
now you want to tell me that I'm more agile? I could Coach, you can't do this. So now it's a little form of disrespect.
Right.
We got to blame the crack era.
Right. Right. But can we hone in on what he just said though? You can't. The therapist or the rehab people telling him to don't do it, and they going outside to do it. You know what I'm saying? And you probably catching them do it. It kind of like it fucks with you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you know, it's just crazy.
So what do you? Cause right now in 2024, we are living in. We still picking up like pieces and crumbs from the crack from the 80s, the crack effect. We still picking that shit up right now. I told you my brother been on drugs been on crack since the 80s, and he's still living now. I'm starting to think crack is an eternal life juice. Like, I think this shit make people live forever. By accident. I don't know what's going on. Niggas is dying from cigarettes, and niggas is living forever for crack.
Funny.
But then you get the people that don't drink, no smoke, and they're gone.
Yeah. I think when crackheads start smoking crack now,
it's like a
they probably
battery.
gonna end up dying.
If they stop. But that's just like being an alcoholic too. But like it's supposed to be the saying because we all lived through people that kind of lived off these experiences. That's why we having this discussion, right?
So you being that you got off it for mad years now, and I had no idea you was even an ex-head until you told me. I was like, what? I had no idea you was an ex-head. So what is the solution you think for people to get off this stuff? What is the solution? And the solution for both that and the people who are still selling that crack in the community.
Okay. The solution for the people that's smoking it?
Yeah, and then the one after.
There's no solution to it. Don't fucking do it.
That's the solution.
Bottom line. That's the bottom line. Don't do it. And the ones who selling it to their people,
Facts.
hey, I can't knock the hustle. They got to eat. That's the way they eat. They don't want to get a job. That's the way they eat. But you ain't getting my money.
What's the saying they say? The prevention is worth more than a cure? Something like that? Prevention? Something like that. I forgot the saying. But
no, it ain't no real solution. Like I said, I was rescued. So that was my solution. Jail. Away from my family. That's what got me to stop.
That threat not to have that
freedom
when you want it.
Yeah.
You know?
So what you think a solution is?
The solution is, I mean, I look at like just dealing with it and making the best of it, even in this bad time. Like at a place where we conduct little basketball games at right now, it used to be flooded with like bodies, valves, and everything. So even if we just stay engaged and just, it's sad, but we got to deal with it. We got to face it.
To add on to what these guys are saying, my solutions would be it's gonna be difficult, but hypothetically, if I was on that, cold turkey, you know what I'm saying? It's easier said than done because your body gets so comfortable and accustomed to something, and it wants it, it craves it. You know what I'm saying? That the withdrawals be like a motherfucker. I know withdrawals be crazy, right? But
cold turkey, it ain't gonna work. Because only way you can be cold turkey, if you chained to a fucking bed.
And to be forced to be chained to a bed, that's like
it's
being
the only
locked
way.
away.
The only way. It gotta be taken away from you really where you can't get to it. Like I said, jail did me. If you look at New Jack City, look at Pookie. You seen how he acted? That's how you really act when you go cold turkey.
Would you say that's withdrawals though?
Yeah, that's withdrawals.
Yeah.
You're gonna go through withdrawals. No matter, I don't care if you go through withdrawals, smoking weed, drinking, anything that you do in life, you're
Addiction.
gonna go through withdrawals.
Right,
anything that got to do with addiction. But with crack addiction, the withdrawals is no joke. You see, if you ever look it up, where they have babies from
I seen
black
it.
mothers.
I seen it.
These babies shaking and trembling and doing all this stuff, and you got to give them sugar to calm them down. The crack is a totally different era from any other drug. Like I said, that drug, you can be my worst enemy. I would never wish crack on you.
I think the solution to for the user is to get rid of the dealer. Right, when you get rid of the dealer, that's how you get rid of most of the users, because I know people can learn how to make it themselves, but I'm talking about the dealer is the problem, because most crackheads not making crack themselves.
Nah, they're
Like,
not.
they're not. It's the dealer doing it, right?
Okay, the
and
dealer.
And to get rid of the dealer
Okay.
is that we got to hold these people accountable and maybe have a mini civil war in the community.
No.
And what I mean by civil war in the community, not necessarily like we have to go out there and kill them, but we need to turn up on these motherfuckers, because at the end of the day, for example, that's why I always pray that New York should give everybody the right to bear arms, because these people are going to still have illegal guns. And in order for you to really push that force, you got to be willing to lay down and die to get this poison out of your community. And if you don't do this, it's going to keep happening. Now, I'm not trying to incite no violence, but at the end of the day, if everybody in the community act like Meteor Man and go after these golden lords and fix families, we need fathers and mothers together. We need marriage again. And these people, because think about it, if America always had drunk in this country, right, and the black community had extreme low rate of using drugs. Why is that? Because black women and men were still married at 80% and having babies in the wedlock. And we had shame in the community. Like, listen, you ain't doing that. I'm going to tell that person, they'll shame you. When you got rid of the father out the house, and then now you get rid of shame, and now we can't even chastise nobody. We can't even shame the dealer or the user.
Right.
Or otherwise that you must hate your people. That's the problem. My bad. Go ahead. That's word.
I'm not trying to insinuate violence, but think about it. The dealer is sometimes 99% of the times knowing that this drug is harming and killing people, and they still is profit over your life. So I'm not insinuating violence, but you know what I'm saying. If this one person, two person is taking about generations of family, you know what I'm saying. A little violence wouldn't hurt. You know what I'm saying? Because and the reason I say it's because they don't give a fuck about your life. You got to think about it. When they go lay down, they made their profit.
Last word. I like that, by the way.
Oh,
Last word, y'all.
okay. If that's the case, we'll have to go. You have to get the government first.
Yeah.
It's definitely deep.
Because if you what I'm gonna go after the drug dealer can't bring 20 tons of cocaine over in this neighborhood.
Right.
They ain't no Frank Lucas no more. Where they bringing it in bodies. We not doing that no more. They bringing it over here. And everything they say they bust, I bust 22 tons.
It's like
1,500,000 tons came through. So it has to start with the government to stop bringing these drugs in our neighborhood. And then the drug dealer. That's the bottom line.
Absolutely right.
You know, I look at it kind of wild in a sense, because I'm like, back then you could see like the channels that they use, even watching documentaries and just understand the travel of life. Like if you decided to go to Colombia yourself at that time, like me, that's what I think is crazy with me. I always put myself like at that time, what would I be doing? Would I be on the good side or the bad side? Well, even with my pops was an ex. So it's time when I'm looking at him, like at his age, but me right now on the same streets. Like, how did it get here? What's the cause of it? What tempted me to do it?
Awful.
Yeah, man. Listen, man. This is a deep episode, man, and we need to, as black men, start. We can't keep saying we kings are queens, and what kings are queens is selling poison to your community to other kings and queens. Right. It makes no sense. So as this platform, I always encourage everyone to have a real conversation and don't be scared to tell the actual truth. All right, y'all. With that being said, man, go ahead. Finish your last.
Stop poisoning the youth, man, and poisoning yourself.
One more thing I want to say. You know what I find weird? You see how if I hold black people accountable for selling drugs and try to tell black people, no, son, you're being lied to, X, Y, and Z, the black people will get mad that I'm woke. I'm actually woke, waking other black people up, but they want to be stuck in this dream. Remember that song? Don't wake me, I'm dreaming.
Christopher Williams.
Yeah, nigga don't want to wake up. I mean, this nigga.
Don't wake me.
I mean, he said, Yahoo, don't wake me, I'm dreaming. Niggas don't want to wake up.
But we gotta understand that, man. That's only just hurting us even more, because if I'm thinking you somewhat of a buddy, why, yeah, right. Wake up. And I'm thinking you somewhat of a buddy. Why would I even continuously knowing that's going to jeopardize your family or my family? Because at the end of the day, it was a point where they want to, what? Let me borrow your washing machine. I want to wash some clothes. What? Nah. Why don't you leave your clothes? Let me wash your clothes, and you come pick.
How you buy a washing machine?
Easy.
That's more work. That's more work.
Like what? Like
yeah, and crackheads back then was strong.
Yeah, they will borrow your washing
Them niggas like fucking oldest thought.
Wait, before you go, were they really strong? Like I used to hear stories
they were
got
strong, bro.
Crazy strength.
They would carry. I said a crackhead named. Remember Joe?
Yeah, crackhead.
Remember Crackhead Joe? Crackhead Joe used to carry fucking car engines. I'm like, yo, hold up. You know how heavy a car engine is?
Car engine.
A car engine.
Oh, car engine. Oh, okay.
He's a car engine. I see him carrying half refrigerators. I'm like, yo, so how a crackhead? To this day, I go to the gym and I still can't carry a refrigerator. Yeah. I think I need some crack. With that being said, y'all.
And then the thing about it with me, I know people that sold it and made much money off it. Now they smoking it.
That's the wild part too. That's another topic.
It was people I looked up to in the drug game.
That's another topic.
And now they crackheads.
Don't get high on your own
No supply.
All right, y'all. Later.
Peace.